Hello, fellow art lovers. Welcome back to the Artist Elizabeth YouTube channel. And I am going to continue the series of me sharing with you my hauls, my great finds of vintage or antique art material pieces that I just find online, on auctions, on antique stores, on secondhand stores, and so on and so forth. So, in my quest to find this beautiful part of our history pieces, I have here one palette, and I'm just so excited to share it with you. So, without further ado, let's get started. I was too excited when I received it, so I already unboxed it. And this is quite a nice palette. I can compare to the palettes that we have now, but yeah, this is how it looks in the front, plain and simple, no branding. And then at the back, we can see that it says made in England right there. Then when we open it, the palette itself is such a work of art. Look at that. So this is the top part wherein this wells, of course, is used for mixing. And then you can see that there's like some splash of colors in here. It is a used palette, but nonetheless, it is something that is also rare and hard to find. Then we can open it right here and then reveals this 27 square pans. Quite unique because most of the pans are rectangular in shape for the modern day watercolor pens that we use now. I found this on an auction online, and when I saw that it was a Winsor and Newton Scholastic watercolors, I knew right off the bat that it is a vintage one. I do not know so much about the Scholastic line, so I am going to let you know what I have found on my research. I found an article that led me to the Winsor and Newton official Facebook page, and they have a writing in there that was posted in the 29th of January 2021. It has a photo of these beautiful watercolor tubes right here. And these were supposed to be the Scholastic watercolors in tube form. What we have here are the pans on this palette instead. The article reads, an archive browse led us to this little box of Scholastic tubes of watercolor. Scholastic was a range started by Winsor and Newton in 1933 to support students by providing more affordable colors that still included high quality pigments. Imagine that this range started in 1933. I am not so certain when this palette was released, maybe 40s, maybe 50s, who knows. And if anybody knows, please comment on the comment section down below. Maybe you can ask your grandmother or your grandfathers because that will mean a lot to me. What is something that I truly find super cool is that at the lower left corner right there, it's not so visible because of this some coloring over there on this paper. It says a box number and it says B27. So that makes me think that is this 27 box on this series that they created. I found two YouTubers or two YouTube videos that posted a similar box but have fewer colors on their palette. Their palettes have 12 watercolors, and luckily I have the set of 27. Not a usual set combination of palettes that we have on the modern day. It's just usually either 12, there's 14 also, 18, 24, and then we have 32, 36, 46, 48. Those are the useful ones. But 27, this is the first ever that I have ever seen with that kind of numbering or number of pens that they have on the palette. As of today, the 19th of June 2024, I checked eBay, Etsy, and all of the other places if anybody's selling this one on auctions or listed somewhere, but I didn't find it at all. There probably is one listing in the United Kingdom, and I will put that here on the screen, but it's not the same palette. So a lot of the people say that these are very expensive when it's listed somewhere. And yeah, I could truly understand. I am debating if I am going to clean this or not, but you know me, if you have seen my previous video, for example, when I have shared the video of the Van Gogh vintage watercolors, I cleaned those. And I also have another one that I have bought from an auction, which is the recent Van Gogh watercolor pocket palette. I am going to show you the thumbnail here on the screen. I cleaned that palette too, and I really like my palettes clean, so I am not so certain, but seriously, this is already like a work of art. So many things that I have noticed when I am checking this palette out. So yes, it is a tin, but quite different to the ones that we have right now. Now, I would like to compare the pans because as you see, these pans are square shaped, as mentioned earlier. And then the palettes or the pans that we have right now are rectangular. Let me grab one of the pans right here. So I already tried to grab one, took the white, and it was just easy like that. And then this is how it looks right there. So that's one of the pans. Let's measure it. So I could see that this one is about 1.8 centimeters. And of course, since it's a square, then it should be equal also 1.8 centimeters. And then let me grab something from my Winsor Newton smaller palette right here. I think I have the professional paints here instead of the Cotmans because I have the tubes and then I put them there. So for example, I'm going to grab this one, and that will be about 1.5 by 1.8 centimeters. Really? Okay, let's see here. Okay. All right. So instead of being 1.5 by 1.8, it is 1.8 all throughout. I have a peculiar shaped one from the Rossa Gallery, and that is how it looks. I'm going to put that here. I'm going to grab a full pan from here, the 𝙎𝙐𝘽𝙎𝙈 palitra that I have curated, which houses my granulating watercolors. So let me just grab the one right here. That is how a full pan looks like. And that's another one. Why not also add the one from 𝘎𝙗𝙕 𝘾𝙍𝙕. Oh, look at that. So let me just grab the green one. And there it is. So those are the different shapes of pans compared to this one from the Winsor and Newton Scholastic palette that we are talking about today. Look at the difference. Super cool. Maybe I am going to put them all in the same height. Let's see here. All right there. I truly cannot say that this is small. Seems like this is actually smaller then, because it's 1.8 all throughout. I also noticed that at the back of the pan, it has an engraving saying "Made in England," same as the one engraved at the very back of the tin of this palette. Also says there, "Made in England." Let me pop this back. So this paper right here is not an ordinary paper. Reminds me so much of like a papyrus paper. Something that is used for certificates, like those old school certificates for graduation. Very, very similar to that. And those fancy land title certificate papers. So yeah, I tried to remove it, but it's stuck there somehow, and I do not want to tear it off. So I'm just going to keep it that way. But I noticed that we can actually remove this part right here because it's just being held here on the side. Let me try. So let's see if I can remove it with this knife. Just need to bend this one. Or maybe I could try to do it off camera. So here it is. I have removed it off camera and I have finally concluded that I am not going to clean it. I am going to keep the history, whatever it is. Knowing me, I would like to clean it. I love my palettes clean, but this is the only exception for now that I am not going to clean this one. However, I have prepared a swatch sheet over here and we are going to try to swatch them. Knowing that this is very old, for sure older than me, I am sure that a lot of the colors here will be truly difficult to re-wet. I do not pre-wet the pans before I swatch them, but I think another exception is for this one. I need to do that because they are very rock hard in there and will be difficult to grab pigment from them. So perhaps I am going to clean just the top part, so when I swatch them, these colors are not going to be mixed. So yeah, but the rest I will keep it this way as part of that beautiful history. I have temporarily removed this flap part so it will be easy for me to swatch it and that you can see it on the screen. And then I am going to pre-wet the colors right here. I'm just going to use a Tintoretto Sintético Bajo size 0, and the watercolor paper that I'm using is a 100% cotton 300 grams by Saunders Waterford there. So some colors like this should not be there. This has some green on it. Oh, that's a nice mixture. Just gonna remove those extra colors. I am going to let you know the names of the individual shades once we are finally swatching them, but at the moment I am truly enjoying this. Alright, I think that is enough and that we can truly dig into the pens. Alright, so there. I should have made this somewhat an artistic thing instead, but oh well. The first color right here on the top says that it's Prusian Blue. Okay, so maybe I can just grab also from the sides over here. I think I have enough pigment. So it does not say any pigment that they used in particular and no other information, but just the name Prusian Blue. So let's see. That is actually swatching really beautiful and looks like any other Prusian Blue of the Winsor and Newton line, either their pens or their tubes. But I have here a catalog that has hand-painted watercolors, so I can grab that and then we can compare. But I'm sure that a lot of the colors in this palette are now discontinued colors. So let's see if there is a Prusian Blue here. On this one, let's see. Yes, there is. It's truly dark right here. Doesn't say the pigment. I think that we can find it on the website. So that's how it is on this first swatch. I always love to go back and glaze it a little bit. So maybe I can add a little bit more here on the top. Yeah, there, of course, as we layer and layer it, and it will just go darker and darker. So yeah. It's about 2 layers of it. Next color is light red, and this one is something that I think was not used at all. Okay. Light red seems like an earthy red instead of a primary red. Reminds me quite a lot of an Indian red. So I'm not sure if this was supposed to be a primary red back then or a earth color. Doing another one. Maybe I have to grab a little bit more pigment. I think that they're quite pigmented. Even though the Scholastic line is supposed to be like the one for students or the student grade. Next one is Purple Lake. And when there's lake on the names of the watercolor, we usually associate it as a fugitive watercolor. But nonetheless, this is such a beautiful one. A truly nice purple. And I don't think they have anything like this anymore. Yeah, I was checking the Winsor and Newton hand-painted swatches that I have on my side, but no, it does not look like anything on the Winsor and Newton line. These are the purples, and no, I don't think so. But this is really pretty. Oh my goodness, I would like to have this on my palette. That's so beautiful. That is really beautiful. I feel so lucky that I have this palette. Next we have up here another lake, and that's a Crimson Lake. Crimson Lake, do they have that still? They have. This next color right here is olive green, and they have it right here on the new line. Oh, that's beautiful. I feel like, well, of course, there's also a difference on the paper used to swatch the one right here. Not sure what they used there. But on this Saunders Waterford, it really shows this nice olive green. A lot of the watercolor artists love to mix their own greens, but I do appreciate the convenience of having pre-mixed greens, and this is something that I would also consider having on my palette. I like this type of greens. This next color is one of the most used color here on this palette. It's the previous owner's favorite, so let's see. It's called Chrome Yellow Deep. There's several of the chrome colors here, and they do not have any of this anymore on the new line. I'm just double checking, and no, I do not see any chrome colors there. Wow, that is really deep yellow. Really deep and really warm. Very orangey color actually. And doing another one, another layer. Now we have yellow ochre here. It's an earth color, and yellow ochre is usually truly light, so that's why I took quite a lot of pigment. Oh, but it is pigmented. It is pigmented. I was not expecting that. Wow. Wow. Must be so much fun to be living on those times, and they have this as their watercolor sets when they're in school. Wow. Very pigmented watercolors. And for student grade, I can only imagine how does the professional grade performs. So that's that. Chinese white is not gonna show up, even though I do not have a very white paper. Perhaps I can try, but no. So yeah. Well, I tried. Next one we have Carmine Tint. So there's a lot of tints here on this palette as well. Is it their old way of saying hue? Instead of saying hue, it's a tint wherein dyes are used instead of the real pigment. All right. Beautiful Carmine. Honestly, the first swatches are really revealing its potential. Carmine, we have, let me see, do we have that here? Permanent Carmine, we have right there. Really close also. Oh wow, and when layering it, this is the type of reds that I really like. I actually like this Carmine more than the other Carmines that I see on other brands. I'm truly loving and enjoying this set. I just feel like the colors are arranged in a very weird way. I wanted all of the yellows to be together, the reds, the blues, the purples, but it's just everywhere. All right, so now we have Gumbo Tint. Okay, so that's this yellow one. Okay. Wow. Beautiful yellow. Beautiful mid-tone yellow. That is really nice. Very bright. Honestly, it swatches so well. I feel like I don't even need to layer it or glaze it, but since I started with everything and did that in the beginnings, and then I am just going to continue doing that. Next color right here will be Brown Mother Tint. Another tint here. Oh wow. This brown means very reddish. I guess the reason why it's called brown mother tint is because it used the mother red to mix the brown. Let me dip again here. Wow. This is crazy pigmented. That's really good. Next one right here will be Hooker's Green Light. Oh, I wonder if there is another Hooker's Green, if there's a light here. I tried to research online if there are more colors than this 27 colors that I have in this palette. One site says that there's 40, but then the listed colors there are quite weird because a lot of the colors there is not even available here. And then the colors that are here are not available there. So I think that is not the correct list of colors for the Scholastic line. But if anybody knows more information about it, please let me know where I can find it. You can send me an email. My email is here on the About part of my YouTube channel, or reach out to me on Facebook or on Instagram. Everything is at the artist Elizabeth. And I would like to know more about this colors, this line, the Scholastic line. If you wanted to share your tubes with me, please feel free to do so. If you have found some vintage watercolor that you want me to make a video of, don't hesitate to reach out to me also. That would be really fun to create a content about it. Now we're going to the Vermilion Midtone right here. Vermilion is one of those already discontinued pigments, very expensive pigments rather. I mean, just the brands do not produce this one anymore because it's super expensive pigment. But that is, oh my goodness, you see that? The intensity of this one. Oh my goodness, I wonder if they truly used a vermilion pigment for this. It says Vermilion Midtone. That is so nice. Wow. Wow. The next one is a green. It's Emerald Green Tint. Oh, it would have been fun if I have the information about the pigments used for this one also. Emerald, that's a lighter green. It seems to be semi-transparent, but nonetheless beautiful. Going for the second layer. The other colors are dry now and still about the same color as how we swatch it. Wow, that is truly fantastic. This one is Scarlet Lake. Oh, another lake here. Alright, wow, that's fiery Scarlet Lake. Beautiful. For watercolors that are older than me, this is really performing so well. Perhaps the paper that we're using helps quite a lot too. I wonder if, how can I even put another layer? That's already very beautiful. Okay, let's see here. Wow. More than halfway now. We have a sepia tint. Imagine the sepia is right here on the top instead of the bottom right corner. Oh goodness, sepia. And just tint. Okay, wow, that's a beautiful sepia. That is beautiful. I think I should create another video of trying to look for colors that are similar to the ones that are here on this palette. Hopefully I'll have the time to do that because that will be so much fun. Maybe try from the Winsor & Newton line. I do not have a lot of their watercolors. I have some, yes. Definitely not all. And I am going to do a video of the Cotman 46 watercolor set very soon because I finally bought it. After buying this one, I was like, okay, I think I need to have that one too, since I am a watercolor enthusiast and I love collecting these watercolors also and doing comparisons. So then I think it would only make sense if I also have that palette and see if I can recommend that to people who are either beginners, intermediates, or even for those who are professional watercolor artists that are looking to venture on trying different brands if they are not painting with Winsor & Newton just yet. This one right here, a beautiful blue, is called Cobalt Blue Tint. So we have another tint over here. Oh goodness, that is very similar to just usual cobalts of professional brands. This is really swatching so well. So well. Trying another layer. This is also one of the more used color on this palette. Next is Burnt Umber, one of the colors that I love to have on my palette. I have never encountered green buys. If you know anything about this, then please let me know in the comment section down below. Or if you have a palette or you have a watercolor that has this color, let me know. Okay, let's try to layer that. I think my brush is a little too wet. It's traveling quite a lot. Okay, Not the best square. Now, raw sienna. Look at that raw sienna. Why are you just right in here? Far from the burnt umber. Raw sienna. Oh, that is also promising. I think I have to apologize that I am layering the watercolors because I think just one swatch brings out the best of it. But since I have already started it this way, then I just wanted to just continue and finish everything this way too. Next color is Chrome Yellow Pale. Oh, we have Chrome Yellow Deep here and Chrome Yellow Pale here. Really that far from each other? Oh goodness. I just do not understand how this is set up this way. But when I was reading the article about the Scholastic palette, they also mentioned somebody significant in there. Maybe that is the reason why this one is laid out this way. Maybe I can just go back to that one after I swatch this. I'm going to reread the article and maybe we find something out. Next one is Ultramarine. There, something that of course all of the watercolor brands have. Oh wow, that is a truly nice ultramarine also, goodness. Okay, this entire set works so well with this paper. A little bit more of that ultramarine. Next is a green. Oh, that's a sap green. Another more used color on this palette. Okay, let me see. Lighter, more transparent sap green. Next is Rose Madder Tint. Another tint right here. Another mother here. Oh, a beautiful red. That's quite a nice red. I'm not gonna think that this is a rose color, but why not? Perhaps it's a red rose instead. Beautiful. Warmer red. Last three colors. And the first one right here is Van Dyke Brown. Let's see. I think I need to grab a little bit more. A really nice brown also. a beautiful convenience brown. More transparent. Second to the last is burnt sienna. So we have the burnt umber here, raw sienna here, and then burnt sienna right here. They're just a little far from each other. Very transparent burnt sienna. I think this is a little too light compared to all the other colors on this palette. Burnt sienna is one of those earth colors that hardens and could be a little difficult to re-wet. And I can see that now, so I'm exerting a little bit more effort here as compared to the other colors that we have swatched here. There you go. There is burnt sienna. Okay, probably it's my fault. Or it's been a while since I did the spraying and it just needs to be activated more with water on the brush. There you go. A happy burnt sienna. Last but not the least, the only one that is on the right position, the lower right corner, is Ivory Black. Okay, Ivory Black goes right here. Wow, that is really an opaque black. Beautiful. Let me try to layer this one. I do not normally paint with black, but yeah, since it's already here, then I'm just gonna appreciate it. Also, and that's about it. That is all of the 27 colors in this palette swatched. And here are the colors. Let's do some close-up now that most of it are dry. But let me know, what do you think about these colors? Wow. I really think that they're really beautiful. I would like to rearrange them. But in the essence of keeping this palette the way it is, as how I received it, then I think I am going to just keep it this way. Plus, the names right there corresponds to the location of the pants also, and the colors written right there. So that's about it. But yeah, I truly wonder why it's just all over the place, and my OC mind just cannot comprehend this part. So let me go back to that article, and they mentioned something about the Ostwald standard, and then they say that this was a color system that focused on harmony created by Friedrich Wilhelm Ostwald, a German chemist who was also a keen amateur painter. He used his knowledge of chemistry to study pigments and the stability of painting materials. Ostwald recognized that some color combinations worked well together while others did not. Okay, so do we mean like this is a color combination, and like how do we do that? And to establish a sort of roadmap so artists and designers could make good color choices, he developed and published his book 𝙇𝙄𝙆𝙀 or The Color Primer in 1916. Maybe I should look at that. And yeah, let's see. I think I saw a video explaining a little bit more about this one, and I'm just going to insert the clip right here now. So there you have it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this exciting video. I truly had fun discovering more about this beautiful Winsor Newton Scholastic watercolor palette of 27 beautiful watercolors that swatched so magnificently. And if you know more about this palette, please comment down below or reach out to me on my social media. All of it is the artist Elizabeth, and I would love to see you on my next video. Just a sneak peek, I have quite a lot more of this vintage finds that I am going to share with you here on my channel, like this one, also made in England. We're going to talk about that next time. And this one, oh my gosh, I have this already for quite some time. I don't even know, maybe it's already almost a year. And these are the giant, or the large rather, Winsor in large pans that I need to finish filming, and you will see that very soon also on my channel. I would probably upload that one first before this one. But yeah, stay tuned, and I would like to see all your comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you all. Keep on creating art. See ya!